What's up, friends and family? Welcome back to another episode of the Highly Emotional Podcast. If you're on the spiritual journey, if you're searching for God, if you're just looking for answers, listening to the conversations, trying to figure it out on your spiritual journey, then this podcast is for you. Today, I have a special guest. She is the owner and the creator of both the Terminator and the Matrix. And the conversation that we are about to share is eye-opening, and this is where you want to be. Welcome to the podcast, Sophia Stewart.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Because a lot of people, I have to correct them. And well, I see you're up to date. I'm sorry about other people, but that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, I had to give you the right intro because it seems that people, they'll say the writer or, the mother of the Matrix. No, you are the owner and the creator
Yes.
of the Matrix and Terminator.
Yeah, when they call me Mother of the Matrix, I tell them that's a tagline, tagline that one of the journalists gave me when they were interviewing me. You know how they like to give you a tagline to reference you to your work. So I
Yeah,
told them I'm not the mother of the Matrix. All women are the mother of the Matrix because the Matrix is a 7,000-year-old Latin word for the woman Stargate, her portal to bring babies into this earth, the womb. I came out of the woman
absolutely.
of a womb, not out of the ass of a man, out of the woman's womb. We all did, unless you a test tube or a petri dish or a clone, a drone, or artificial inseminated or uh, gender bender, gender manipulated, then you're a lab rat.
Facts. It's so crazy because when people hear that Matrix, they think that is when I talk about the Matrix, the construct, the womb, I like even breaking it down to how it can be used in multiple sentences, multiple constructs. And whenever I talk about the Matrix, people instantly think that it's something that doesn't exist, that people are making up, or they refer to the movie just being science fiction, right? And I was talking to my
Yes.
kids the other day. I was like, look, this is I broke it down three ways. I was like, look, the Matrix is a womb. A womb is also a room, which is also a construct, because I don't want my kids to hear the word Matrix and then people try to like dumb them down by saying, no, you're talking about the movie. No, we are talking about the womb, which also is earth, the earth that we are living on, which is very feminine in a sense, right? This is the womb of the human
Yes.
experience, right? And so when
Yes.
you when you when
Yes.
you came up with this title, The Matrix, and all this information, it was predated. It's like you were telling the future. At that time, it was science
I was.
fiction, but
I was telling the
now
future.
this is now every single day there are more things coming out about the Matrix, the simulation, AI development. We're talking about all this stuff is coming out now as it's being truth. But before, when we had the Matrix, the movies and Terminators, everyone's, oh, this is made up, this is science fiction. But in our face every day, they literally a couple of days ago, they just went in front of Congress and talked about UAPs and UFOs and artificial intelligence and all this. This is to let everyone know that right now, this is the time that we are in. We are in the time of the Matrix. We are in the time of Terminator right now. So you basically, not gonna say basically, you predicted the future.
Oh yes, I wrote a science fiction story, but it is totally based on the truth. And what people don't know is that the word matrix come out of the King James's Bible. It's actually mentioned 5 times in King James's Bible, 3 times in Exodus, 2 times in Numbers. Exodus 34th chapter, 19th verse. God said, "He who opens the matrix are my children," including the female animals. They have a womb. Because matrix, the word matrix is a 7,000-year-old Latin word for the woman's womb. You know what I'm saying? Her stargate, her portal to bring babies into this earthly dimension, this whole world we call the earth. To have this earthly experience. And did you know that the people who adapted my work and stole the money did not know what the word matrix meant? They
That's
thought that they
crazy.
could actually copyright the word matrix by itself They had no idea it was a generic, like the word cola is a generic. No one can own cola. No one can own the word matrix. What I copyrighted and trademarked was the matrix. Do you understand now? The matrix. The word matrix itself is talking about the womb. Do you see what I'm talking about? Cola
Yeah.
itself is talking about a beverage, a drink. But look, it's Pepsi Cola, Coca-Cola, RC Cola. Do you see Shasta Cola? You can
Mm.
copyright those names with the cola, but you can't copyright the word cola. It cannot belong to one person. So there's Matrix Toyota, Matrix Polka, Matrix Insurance. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, you see what? It's a
Yeah. This.
generic.
Yeah. The story, The Matrix. I was reading the book. And when I was reading the book, let's jump straight into it. When I was reading the book, Third Eye, I
It's
realized
called the Third Eye Matrix and Terminator book.
there you go. Sorry,
It's
the
called
Third
the
Eye
Third
Matrix and
Eye
Terminator
Matrix and
book.
Terminator because I'm talking
Absolutely.
about the eye of God. Because on Earth there we have two eyes, but the all seeing eye is the eye of God. That's the three eyes, and then it's called the Matrix because of the woman's womb, her stargate. And it's called Terminator, End Time Revelations, because in Revelations
Mm,
it's talking about the end, and Terminator means the end. End
I
Time
love it.
Revelations. So I'm
Exactly.
telling you what all of it means and why it's one, not separated. We're
Yeah, they're
talking about
all
the eye,
one
the womb.
true
That's right,
story.
and
Yeah.
the end. Yes,
Yeah.
one epic story,
Yeah.
but
So
divided into two different franchises. Story.
when I was reading it, I couldn't help but realize that it's similarity. Not gonna say that like you're taking an idea or anything weird like that, but it made me think about how the Bible, we talking about, even when I went to go read like the Sumerian tablets, a lot of these things seem to be very similar, but yours took it to the level of introducing Terminator, introducing these things that people have yet to grasp, but now we're taking on. So I remember watching one of your interviews, how you were saying that John Connor is Jesus Christ.
That's right, because what I wrote was the second coming of the Christ coming back to earth again. Because in Revelations it said the Christ conscious will come back, will return, and he'd be born of a woman again. The first time he was born of Mary. The second time is Sarah Connor. Do you see what I'm talking about? But I'm talking about an AI wrapped in flesh that looks like us. That's why the first AI is named Sophia over in the Saudi countries, over in the Arab countries. And what is she? She's a citizen. And
Mm,
she looks like us. And she's named after me, Sophia, because I introduced the concept. Because look at Star Wars in 1977. Lucas is still talking about metal clankety clank. Let's go
mm,
back further and let's look at H.G. Wells, born in the 30s and 40s. They're still talking about metal robots.
with
But
no
now I'm born,
consciousness.
that's right, but I'm born in the digital age. And what do? I show you a Terminator that looks like us, naked without shame. And
Mm,
he has to go, somebody has to tell him, go put on some clothes. Go back and look at the Terminator. He looks like a person. But
exactly.
it's an artificial intelligence, an AI, a machine wrapped in flesh, killed but cannot be killed, a Terminator, a machine. But he's warring in the future to oppress mankind. And what does Kyle Reese do? Kyle Reese hears the same prophecy that the machines are hearing, that this baby is going to be born that's going to destroy them when
Mm-hmm.
they try to oppress mankind. So the
Mm,
machine knows he has to time travel to the past to kill Sarah Connor so she won't have that baby. And what happened? Kyle Reese time traveled, and both of them laying naked without shame. But Kyle Reese is a living being, so he go put on clothes. But the
hmm.
machine, someone has to tell him he's walking around naked.
Yeah.
And how do we get here? We come through a portal and we come here naked. That's how everybody come here. And when you leave as what you came
Yep.
without anything, naked.
With nothing.
Because what
Yeah.
happens? That's right. What happens? The clothes start disintegrating off of your body as soon as you're left dead. Everything starts disintegrating like you didn't ever existed, because the body is transportation. It came from the earth. And what does it do? It goes back to the earth, to the dirt from where it came from. Because what did the mother do? She ate from the earth. What did she eat? She ate the roots. She ate the garlic and the ginger and the food and the fruits and the meat, all that came from the earth. And it all goes back to the earth. Throw an apple, eat a piece, a bite of piece, and throw it away. It disintegrates and goes right back into the earth. Now, do you see why naked without shame?
Absolutely. I definitely
Do you see why
understand.
you? That's right. You came with nothing, and you're gonna leave with nothing.
You're gonna
So
leave
why
with
are you
absolutely nothing.
fighting and killing over all these possessions on the earth when you can't take it with you? Even the ancient Egyptians, who left all their stuff to have buried with them,
Mm-hmm.
realizing it when they got wherever they got to go, that it didn't come with them.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
left
confined
here.
to this plane. It was confined to this reality, to this age, to this to this matrix. You know what I'm saying? Like let's be real. And the crazy thing is that the more that I'm listening to this story, you being the oracle, this story being written by a woman, and then comparing it to how things have happened, what it seems like, right, is that when it comes to these prophet type stories, these prophecies, it seems like a woman is always being pushed to the side. But in all actuality, when you listen to the oracle, you listen to Sarah Connors, you listen to now the stories of Mary Magdalene, you realize that the femininity had so much power in it, especially with that word, the matrix. It's a womb. Only a woman, and this is like my personal belief, is like, for me personally, I realize that us as men, we are under dogs. But when it comes to women, women are literally the closest beings to God, because you guys can carry and manifest and create life within your womb and bring that child through your womb into the womb of the world. But when you look at all the context, when I'm even thinking about how like people for some reason thought that this story could be only written by a man, but it was truly written by a divine woman. It's so crazy how it's always women are being pushed aside, and then they only tell you the story of the masculinity from a man perspective without showing the divinity of a divine woman who has been playing this major role, whether it's the oracle, whether it's you as the writer, the creator, the author, the owner, right? Or
Yes.
even Mary Magdalene, who is Jesus's wife, through basic context, through all these other things, she had a role. She's the one who helped him find the chakras, find the enlightenment that he had, because everybody, I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of people miss the context, the purpose of the story of the Christ. When we talking about the Christ, when we talking about this title, this word, this meaning, we're talking about the consciousness, the thought process, the space of love, connecting to that divine femininity within your masculine being, right? Because people only think that femininity can only be harnessed by females, when it's truly men and women both can harness masculinity and femininity. The only difference is a woman has the womb.
Yeah, well, I always tell people that Dr. Frankenstein is lying to them. Dr. Frankenstein cannot turn a man into a woman or a woman into a man. The difference between a man and woman is not the vagina and the penis, it is the womb. A woman,
Mm.
a matrix. A woman can have a baby, and a man will never have a baby. A woman will never have a penis. There is no Dr. Frankenstein that can create a penis for even a male if he gets his penis cut off. You can sew back the skin, but you cannot sew back the penis.
Yeah,
You
that's
cannot put a
true.
penis on a woman and call her a man, or vice versa. Call a man, once his penis has been cut off or damaged, or whatever, it's gone. You're a eunuch now, and you might as well go guard the harems of the Arabs,
So
because
how do
all the
you
sultans in Turkey or Greece,
facts?
because it's not going to happen. It's not
So
gonna
so
happen. It's not gonna grow back.
so how do you feel now when you see everything in the Matrix coming online? You see people stepping into like consciousness now, where people are understanding that we are in a Matrix. This is a simulation. This is a construct. When you see people coming online, but also, you seeing, politics, you're looking on TV and you're like, yo, this is fake. This is some bullshit. This is a distraction. And then you see, the new Tesla robot, the cyber trucks, and all these things, artificial intelligence every day. In your mind, do you feel like, man, I told y'all motherfuckers. Like I told
Well,
y'all.
I don't, listen, everyone knows, listen to me, everyone knows this has been going on for a long time. I've been interviewing since the 80s, and I've been in the media with many famous celebrities and people, lots of people who, before they became superstars, I met them and was with them. You know what I'm talking about? So this has been going on for a long, long time. And so everybody knows when you're talking about the Matrix and the Terminator, they come from me. They know that. I'm the only one that can talk about it, because if you come on speaking about it, it's called a deposition that can be used against you for fraud. And you can be arrested. And you trying to use my name or use my likeness or use anything to try to deceive people out of money or whatever, you're going to be arrested. I'm not just an author of books and a screenwriter of scripts and so forth.
I think I lost you. I think I lost you. Hold on. I think I lost you.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You
there you
did. I
go.
forgot to put on my airplane mode, that block the calls.
Oh,
You
got
know what
you.
I'm saying?
Got
I
you.
need to do that. Yeah, yeah. So I had to get rid of that call. Yeah, you're gonna go out a little bit whenever a call comes to, because I forgot to, because I do a lot of interviews, but I forgot to do that.
Got you. It's all good.
Okay. So that
It's
was
all good.
somebody
So
ringing me.
what were you saying,
Yeah,
Nick?
but like what I was saying that a lot of people are very confused. I've been around for a long time. Elon Musk talking about the microchip in the brain. I was talking about that 10 or 15 years ago, about the microchip. You can listen in my
Yeah.
interviews. I've done over 5,000 interviews, and you can go to YouTube and all over. In fact, I have to correct some of the information they have out there. They said that I'm 5'6", I'm 5'7". I'm from New York City.
Yeah.
I grew up in New York. They got so much stuff that I'm just blown away. That's why I'm glad people ask me questions. They say my net worth is 15 million when my net worth is 4.11 billion dollars.
Balling.
You hear me? Yeah. They're saying that I don't own the franchise, and I do own the franchise, Matrix and Terminator film franchises. So you guys need to question, if you see something and it doesn't look right, question it, and I will definitely clear up any misconception, because my job is to tell the truth and get you prepared for the truth, and so not be of any confusion or ignorance out there. I've
So
written
so
several books on Matrix and Terminator, not just
so
one book.
yeah, so I was gonna ask you, when you first started, um I don't want to say downloading the information, but
No, I didn't download it.
when you first started with the Matrix and the Terminator, what did like what did the world perceive you? Did they perceive that, this was something that couldn't happen? This is something that, is always going to be methodical. Is this always going to be something that's sci-fi? Like, how did people perceive you at that time, into comparison now to where it's playing out in front of us, and like
I,
literally everyone's more acceptive of it now?
you're
You there?
breaking up
Can
terribly.
you?
I don't know
Oh
if
my
something's trying to
gosh.
prevent you. Yeah, I'm right here.
They don't want me asking that question. Oh, 1 second.
Certain question.
Yeesh. They don't
It
want they
started
don't want
breaking
us to
up.
tap in. Yeah.
I know this has happened several times before. Every time I'm doing interviews, they will come in, and it's kind of weird because they're all kind of together there. You know what I'm talking about? The big billionaires and networks and things that they own. They pretty
Yeah, they're all
much
locked
are
in
all
together.
together. Yes. and they have
Oh
been
yeah, so
stealing my royalties. I have to report this to the feds because they've been stealing a lot of Matrix and Terminator royalties from me. I mean, tons of it, you know. And I got to come back and report to the feds, but I have not gotten any kind of threats or anything like that. Just
man,
a lot of lies and innuendos and stuff on the internet that's, you know, that's not true. And I'm a person of God, so, you know, I deal in reality and truth.
mm.
Yeah, but go on.
As they say, the people of my age, pop your shit. You got to let them know, and you sharing the message with me. And if I'm just one person, I'm able to touch a million. At that point, your message is here. You know what I'm saying? So there ain't really nothing anyone could stop at this point. But I was saying is that based upon when you first brought the world the Matrix and Terminator, in comparison to now, what was the difference of how people were perceiving it? Because now every single day it's unfolding. Every single day more things are happening, more things are breaking through, and people are starting to notice them. But a few years, I want to say maybe like 10 years ago, you couldn't even say half of the things that we're saying now without someone like taking something as like spirituality or something that is in comparison to like our ancestors and demonizing it, to now where a lot of people are becoming more accepting when you say, hey, I'm not religious, but I am extremely spiritual, or I am consciously aware of my spirit. You know what I'm saying? So now, how do you feel like now? Because more people are more accepting in comparison to then.
Well, you know, people have to catch up with time. And what I wrote, if they got the books, if they read the books, they would know all of this that I've prophesized is unfolding. All of it's coming true. Because I wrote this in the 80s. My copyrights are 81, 83, and 84. My trademarks, and I have the trademarks to the Matrix, the trademark to the Terminator. Once you read the books, you'll understand, because the movies are nothing but a fraction out of the books. The books were adapted into the movies. The movies are no more than 1 hour and 15 minutes, no more than 2 hours and 20 minutes. So you're only getting a fraction of the Matrix and Terminator, unless you read the books. And you will see all the advanced knowledge, and you will see that everything I prophesied them 100 years ahead is starting to come true. You see what I'm saying? That's why people like Lords of the Ring book, Lords of the Ring movie, they go get the book if there's a movie out. If they saw the movie, they go read the book. If they read the book, they go see the movies. People
Yeah.
are curious to see what is in and what's out. What are they missing? But if you read the books, you'll see that it's true to life. Everything that I prophesied is happening. I didn't get
Yeah.
any downloads. I'm a prodigy. I skipped high school, went into school, got the diploma, went into school, got the degree in law. I'm a lawyer. Got the degree in journalism. My school's USC and City University of New York. So I'm the real thing with the real knowledge. And when you read the books and you see the copyrighted script, the copyrighted books, then you'll get the whole thing that I created the graphics, I created the characters, the special effects, the dialogue, I'll be back, the red and blue pill, the oracle is myself. I put myself in my work, like
Yeah.
Stephen King and Spike Lee and Stan Lee. We all copied off of Alfred Hitchcock. So all I'm saying is, please get the book and see. The problem is people have not read the books. I wrote 4 books on Matrix and Terminator, and it has the most incredible quantum physics, calculus, ancient sacred geometry. We're talking about trig. We're talking about new technology. We're talking about the machines and how they were born. We're talking about a breast of everything that's alien technology.
Yeah, this it's mind
Get the
blowing. When I
books.
was looking at the symbols, the designs, the art, when I was looking at all that stuff, I was like, yo, this is way before its time. It still kind of reminds me on how like people are finding like these designs of aircrafts and stuff like that on like hidden like caves and caverns. It's just so unique because when you see it, you're like, yo, these designs that she put here, literally were ahead of his time, and now people are mimicking it. It's just like now people are finding things in like Egypt where it looks like a cell phone. Like it made me feel that way when I was looking at it. I was like, yo, this is super empowering. And it's just crazy. So also I seen that you were saying that Neo is an anagram for the one. And the one, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken, is you, as in me, as in whoever's watching this. You are the one, right? You are the Christ. You are the consciousness. You are the one who can save yourself from the matrix, correct?
that's right. Yeah, Neo is an anagram for the one. It's a sneaky way of calling him the one. Neoone, one. John the Revelator was the only one to call Jesus the one. JC, John Connors, Jesus Christ, grows up to be Neo, one and the same in the Matrix. But instead of being biblical, it's metaphysics, it's spirituality, but it's not religious or religion the way, you
Yeah.
know, it's metaphysics, it's spirituality, it's a whole host of things, but done in a science fiction story. So when you are reading it and seeing the movies, you see everything that is written in the Bible that goes all the way up to the ancient Egyptians. And when you look at the hieroglyphics, they're showing you a spaceship, they're showing you technology, they're showing you UFOs, they're showing you astronauts in the suits, they're showing you all of this. Now, back then, it could not be understood because it hadn't happened yet. But now, when you go and look at those same hieroglyphics, you say, oh my God, this is what we have right here, right now. But this is amazing. These people wrote about this and created this and carved this thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the Matrix and what's unfolding that's 100 years ahead. I talked about it in the 80s, and now you guys are starting to see it. But when you look at the copyrights on the book and you look at the graphics and the characters and the logos, the binary codes, the one and the zero, you didn't know that was going to happen later on in the future, but I did. The microchip that I'm talking about, how I'm talking about how the UFOs fly. When Homeland Security called me and say they read my Matrix 4 book, page 84, oh my God, you solved the Roswell incident. Because we have these UFO ships, we've broken them down by aerodynamics, but we did not know how they flew or how they cloaked invisible from detections from the AI or the machines until we read your book. And they sent me the classified information. I'll send it to you or to anyone who wants to see it from the Pentagon. And this happened before I was born, the Roswell incident. So it blew my mind when they were telling me I solved the Roswell, because I created the ships, I created the combustions, how they fly with magnetic ring pulsions and the reversal of gravity. And I'm breaking down the technology on page 84 starting, and you can read it and you can see it. And I knew it blew their minds because it's real quantum physics, it's real calculus, it's real ancient sacred geometry. In other words, it's real mathematics.
Hey, and math
Anybody
is the
gets the book
the
will
language of
see.
the universe.
That is the universal language, mathematics, not spells or spelling, not
Yeah.
curses or cursive, not words, but math is the universal concept that brings everything together.
Mm.
Everything.
Yeah, I love it. I think that is super empowering, and as I hear you talk about this, I'm just like I feel so charged up. And now since I became awakened and accepted the journey as the one, as Neo, right? I
Yes.
can't help but feel now that I am empowered, I am in control of my reality. I am able to have certain discernment at a high level, and it's so crazy because I remember watching the Matrix when I was younger, and I thought it like I perceived it as just like a movie. I even played the video game. I did all these things, and then now I'm 34 years old, and I've watched it twice in the last 2 years, and I'm like, yo, this is mind blowing. And even thinking about the Oracle, I had to watch it multiple times since we've been talking, and I'm like, she's the Oracle. And the thing about it is that I broke it down on like a crazy out of mind level. I was like, if she's the Oracle in the movies, The Matrix, right? That
Yes,
means
I
she is
am.
the Oracle in this Matrix also.
Oh yes,
And it
I am definitely.
and so when I put that together, I was like, yo, she's the Oracle. She is the true Oracle, not just the character in the movie, the characters in the book. No, she is the Oracle, and she's telling you guys what it is. And if you're not overstanding and understanding that this is what's going on, you lost in the sauce, and there ain't really nothing we could tell you. And that goes back to like, I constantly see how like I did see on the internet that people try to tear you down, but what I'm gonna say is what I always say is that if you're not in tune with this tune, then it's just not for you. I can't judge you based upon what works for you and what your reality is and what your belief is. At that point, we live in two different realities. My reality is mine, and what my truth is my truth. Just like I said before, I recently seen the moon disappear with my wife. I can never tell someone that and they will understand what I experienced. But I will say this is living proof in my reality that we are living in something that I cannot comprehend except for as a matrix, and everything that I have been told and indoctrined to believe as a child has been false. I say it all the time. We're living in a world where Harry Potter, the Matrix, Avengers, all these things that have been hidden and all this stuff in front of our eyes, it's happening every fucking day. Our food is artificial. It's literally video game ass food,
A
and it's
lot of
not
it
doing
is.
anything but making us closer to death. It's so crazy. So it's just super empowering that now that we're stepping into that. But I was gonna ask you, like, what do you feel like, what was the purpose of the Oracle for you? What purpose do you serve besides just putting yourself in the movie, putting yourself in the story? What does the what go ahead?
I'm so sorry, but my allergies are
It's
kicking up. I
okay.
apologize to people when I turn off the video. I am coughing. I am, sneezing, and my allergies are just really where I can't even answer the question at that point. But I will answer it though.
Go ahead, take your time. We know that this air is messed up. We know what they be doing to the air. They be manipulating the air,
Well, yeah,
manipulating
because
everything.
for you to get allergies, and the doctor told me my allergies were so bad I should be in a bubble because I'm allergic to just about everything. It's kind of weird. Yeah, so my throat is okay. But to answer your question, it was meant for me to come to this world and for me to reveal the truth so people can deal in truth. Everything is starting to get artificial because the AI is trying to enslave us. So you have to stick with the true and the narrow and the nature. You have to look and read on the labels and see what you're putting in your bodies. You got to keep your bodies healthy. You got to do what nature dictates because we have an earth and we can grow, and we need to take care of ourselves here. But like you're saying, everything is artificial, and there's so much GMOs and all kind of stuff that's going on, and all kind of chemicals and everything, and they actually are killing people because they won't read. God says, my people perish because of a lack of knowledge, and it's their fault. I mean, we have free will. You cannot make anybody like Tupac says, love me or hate me, you're gonna buy me. No matter what you say to try to ruin me, I'm gonna always speak the truth. I'm gonna always tell what God has put me here to do, was to unplug you and pull you out of the matrix and help you to see the truth so you can survive, so you can create and be a co-creator, so you can help others that are coming, because the world will continue to go. Nothing going on but people coming here and people leaving. You didn't
Mm,
you didn't bring anything with you. You can't take anything when you leave.
It's
So
an
you need
airport.
to make a contribution, a major contribution that you can leave for others to follow. Create
Mhm.
a roadmap. Create something that others can utilize for many, many, many thousands and millions of years.
I
Create your
love it.
legacy. Yes, please.
I love it. Create your legacy. Create something so that people can pick up and they can prolong their journey and take it to the next level for sure. I believe it.
Right.
I also remember you saying something about I don't want to put out the wrong information, but someone in your family was a shaman, right?
Yeah, my grandmother. My
Yes.
grandmother, full-blooded Cherokee, off of the Indian reservations of Missouri, a shaman. My grandfather, a Spaniard from Portugal. He's Portuguese. Couldn't speak any English. They both got married. She couldn't speak English. They created a language, and I got that gift from her. Thank God. My oracle gift come from her, and I believe it's in my father's side too. Because my father's a phenomenal person. He's a very famous singer, but he was also good in sports. He could have been a super sports figure, celebrity, but he chose music. And I always had the gift of music inside of me and sports. So I gained a lot from him, as well as from my grandmother's side being a shaman, which I'm very proud.
Yeah,
My bloodline is Cherokee and Portuguese.
I think my mic is acting silly now. It's so weird. It's so weird as we're talking about this. My mic is like getting a lot of feedback. It's the energy is high vibrational in here. So they trying to kick us down and stop us from doing this. I was gonna say
Oh, I
so
know. I know.
so
Trust me.
so
If
so
anybody
with
knows, it'd be me.
I believe it. I get it on all levels. You telling people the truth. So why would they want that? They have no choice but to try to stop it, but they can't. They can't stop what's happening. Everyone, the mass, the great awakening is happening every day. But I was gonna say, with you having these this background in your bloodline, how did you experience that throughout your life? Like, is this the only time where you predicted something, or did this happen on multiple levels?
I'm a prodigy. Like I told people, a prodigy is greater than a genius. A genius may be common, but a prodigy is rare. A prodigy is like a little 12-year-old girl getting her degree and going to work for NASA. Or you saw the movies Hidden Figures. Those women are ones that brought the numbers and the math for space travel. So you got to understand, we are well versed in cracking codes, well versed in numbers. So I was reading and writing prolifically at 3 years old. I was mentored by the Illuminati's, but not the 13 families, but the Rose branch, the Rosicrucians. That is the Christ branch. I already
Mm.
knew who they were. I contacted them, and they started mentoring me and preparing me for what I was going to do, which you see now, the creator of Matrix and Terminator. I was writing professionally at 11 years old in the seventh grade. My first teacher was a college professor. Then when I skipped high school and went into college, God gave me some of the most prolific, famous writers. Max Segal, famous journalist with the New York Times. He was the first one to read my first book, the Third Eye Matrix and Terminator book. Then Emile Capouya, essay critic, author. He was one of my teachers. Big Apple playwright Paul Cherry, those were my teachers, and Leon Roth over, Eric Roth's father at USC. Eric Roth is the one who won a Oscar for I think airports. I think it was airport, but he has done Forrest Gump, and he's done some other stuff that's amazing. Eric Roth, Roth. His father, Leon Roth, Roth, was one of my teachers at USC, and he was just blown away by me. All of my teachers, they were just reading my work. They said it was incredible, but I always thought my work was just simple. I didn't see it being astronomical. I didn't know it was going to make billions of dollars. I didn't know that it would win the Matrix 4 Oscars that belonged to me. I just didn't know all this was going to happen. To me, it was just elementary, my dear Watson. But my teachers and them were like, "Oh my God, this is incredible work."
Yeah, that's it's like what people say, that shit ain't on me, it's in me. And you was, you was just operating in your natural flow state, being organically true to yourself, which, they say when you operate as your true self, you'll get farther than trying to appeal or trying to pretend that you're something that you're not. So shout out you did it big. And I'm so thankful that we're having this conversation, because you're empowering me. um, I was
Well,
gonna say,
I want to acknowledge God because the inspiration and the message I delivered came from God. He wanted me to reveal the truth. He wanted to elevate to the next conscious level. And this is what my work has done. It has elevated and opened and expanded minds. It has taken you out of the iron, old metal clankety clank robots into the future, test tube, clones, drones, petri dish, artificial inseminated, gender bender, gender manipulated, lab rats, that man can create his own children, which wars against God's children, which the mark of the beast, 100 generational curse, where the mark the beast children has always been fighting against God's children.
mm,
So God wanted people to wake up consciously so they can still co-create and move on from this bestiality, this pedophilism, this homosexuality. All of this is going backwards. Sodom and Gomorrah, sodomizing and Gundaria, all of that's going backwards. Sodomy many years ago, and it's still on 16 states, was against the law. It was called attempted murder. It's
mm.
rape. We're not supposed to sodomize. We're not supposed to do that. It breaks the laws of God. It goes against the laws of God, and it kills us. The AIDS and syphilis and gonorrhea and all that, it comes from having sex with animals. And man has been very, very deviant when he has done that and crossed the lines.
Yeah, that's crazy work. It's crazy that people did a lot of this stuff as time has prolonged in the world, and they're continuing to do it, but people are becoming more empathetic in nature and are becoming aware of what's truly going on. I was gonna ask you, when it comes to like religious beliefs, do you believe that there's like one that is like people should subscribe to, or do you believe that the true message is Christ consciousness in God?
I don't have any religious beliefs. What I'm talking about is metaphysics. I'm talking about calculus. I'm talking about math and what's going on here, the real stuff that's going on here. I'm talking, if I'm speaking, because I studied to be a doctor, and I'm telling people that that is death. That's death because bacteria, God created openings in our bodies to get rid of toxin, waste, and bacteria. He created the eyes to cry it out of. That's why we have the tear ducts. He, the sweat glands to sweat it out of, the ears to drip it out of, the nose to blow it out of, the mouth to gawk and spit it out of, the vagina and the penis to secrete and urinate it out of, and the anus, everybody, to urinate it out of, to have bowel movements, because every time we take in food, no matter what it is, the good separates and go to different parts of the cell to regenerate, to make us healthy. But everything that comes out of our bodies through these openings is waste, is toxin, is poison, is death. And we're not supposed to put it back in. Sodomizing with animals, sodomizing on people is putting the bacteria back into the body, and it is killing us. That is what God wants me to tell you. It's not fun. It's not a way of life. It's not a lifestyle. It is totally death. If you want to die, it's your free will. You may do whatever you want because God doesn't even go against our free will. He leaves it up to us. But at least know what you're doing. Don't be naive. Do not be unknowledgeable about what's going on. I'm speaking as simply as a doctor would speak to you. Learn what's going on and what you're putting in your body. If you're taking fentanyl, if you're taking meth, which is vacuum cleaner chemicals, you're killing yourself. It's your free will. It's your choice. I'm not trying to take your choice. I'm like Kanye West's song. I'm not here to turn uh, unbelievers or atheists into believers. I'm not trying to lead you somewhere. I'm not trying to get you to change your lifestyles. Do whatever you want because it's your free will. But at least know what you're getting yourself into, and at least know where it's going to end. And it's going to end pretty quick. If you
Yeah.
do not keep your body clean and holy, if you do not watch what you eat, if you do not watch what you put into your body, it is death. And if that's what you choose, then so be it, because it's your free will. So I'm not here to take anything away from anybody. God sent me here to give you an even chance by telling you the truth, and then you can do whatever you want after that.
Yeah, it's so crazy that when you talk about um just like realizing how things affect your body. Kanye actually taught me about, because I've been working in the music industry for about 10-15 years. And one day I was listening to Kanye and he was talking about how the 808 drums were used for war drums. And then I started realizing how war drums and trap music and rap music affect my emotions, my emotional state, and how when I listen to certain music, it makes me feel enraged. But then when I go listen to some pop music, it makes me feel like bubbly or happy. Or I listen to some lo-fi music and I feel mellow and I feel chilled. And it made me start realizing how I use things instead of abusing things. So a lot of times now, instead of me listening to um trap music, even though I still make music and it may be trap music or trap melodies, me personally, I don't even listen to that type of music. Most of the time I spend my time now listening to meditation frequencies, certain vibrations that make me feel in tune with my spirit. But not only that, I listen and read books on a daily basis, because now I realize how things affect my body. So now I'm in control of what I listen to, what I watch, what I eat, what I even speak, because I realize that all these things are affecting my body. One thing I did, and everybody who watches this podcast, I went to go sit with a Buddhist monk, and I became conscious of like certain things of my body. So they have a meditation where you walk and you feel the ground underneath your feet. I became so conscious that now I set my intentions when I do listen to trap music on the small occasions that I do listen to it if I'm going to the gym and I want to have a empowering, heavy, get it all out type of workout. But if not, most of the time I like to stay in that frequency where I feel in tune with my spirit. So I listen to that meditation. So what you're saying about just being aware of what we're doing with our body, what we're doing in our reality, what we're doing with our life can change so much. Even when it came to foods, one of my friends, he's a holistic health coach, and he was telling me about colors. And he was saying that one of his children wanted Skittles, and he was like, hey, look at what these colors do. So they read the back of the Skittles, and then he showed them what they do to the brain and how they affect you, and that they can contribute to ADHD. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna try this with my kids, because my kids, they argue a lot. They go back and forth. My son gets mad very easily, just this and that. And after 1 week of them not being on colors, I noticed so much change. They was hanging out, laughing. So now I'm very aware, and also my children are aware. They're like, Dad, this has color. I don't want to eat this because I don't want to start acting crazy. And that's the time that we're in, is like we have people like you who have set the stature where we can say, okay, it started with this, but now you can apply these things to your everyday life. Just find your awareness. We are in the age of the Christ consciousness, where you can become aware of how you are doing things every day. all your things, what you're wearing, what you're listening to, what you're eating, what you're reading, what, like all of these awareness. If you are aware of what you're putting in your body, now your life is in your control. It's in your control. Like I say it all the time, and you said it before. I'm not here to tell you what's right and what's wrong. All I'm here to do is lead by me setting the example, living my truth, and telling you, hey, you can bring awareness to your life and you can save yourself. You can breathe, you can be the Jesus Christ or the Dalai Lama or whatever you want to be. You can be it in your reality because only you can save you.
Well, I'm not talking about my truth. I'm talking about the truth. Like if you got sworn
Facts.
in at the courts, yeah, I'm giving facts because if
Yeah.
you get sworn at the courts, they're not looking for your truth. They're looking for the truth. And if it's not the truth with which they can prove, they will put you in jail for contempt or fraud or whatever. So no, I'm here to give people the facts, and they can do whatever they want. They can look them up as I speak. I'm not here to take them any place or change their perceptions or to even judge them. I'm not here to judge you.
Yeah.
Only God can judge. I'm going to tell you, like Tupac would say, only God can judge you, not me. I can't even judge anyone. I can't even judge myself. I'm just going to do the job that I came to do, and whatever you do is fine because you have free will. So I'm not here to take your free will. I'm not here. I don't want anybody. They don't have to follow me. They don't even have to believe me. Do whatever you want, but I'm just going to deliver the message I came to deliver. I'm going to do the job that I came here to do. And I have 3 more minutes.
Yeah,
So
I
you can
was gonna
ask me
say
some questions.
before we end, do you subscribe to what people perceive as like black culture? Like black culture is supposed to be this and that way, or do you overstand and realize that it's a lot of people going against each other?
I'm going to tell people there's no such thing as African American. There is no continent that's linked with a country that you were born in. There is no Afro American talking about your hair. There are no niggers and colored people and colored men and all that and Negroes. So that you got to get out of that. Stop calling yourself a hyphen land because you were not born in a hyphen land. If you were born in America, you're an American. Be proud of it because this is your land. Don't leave it to go someplace else that you don't belong, that they can close the border in on you, that you have to have a passport. That is not your home. Where you were born, God dictated that. And you were born in America, be an American and be proud of it and fight for your country. This is your country and be proud of it. Many people came over here and did the sex trafficking thing, but no, there was no real slavery. It was sex trafficking. The president of the United States in the 1865, Lincoln, that's why he's on a bronze penny. That's why he's black on a penny. He was a black man. So if the president is black, there could be no slavery. They were fighting, the North and South was fighting over economics. They were fighting over money, and they didn't want to be seen that way. So they brought in the slave thing. But many cadets from West Point, I went to West Point when I was a teenager, many black cadets were actually in the military, the Union, that fought against the Confederacy. And all of them had gone to school together. So there was no slavery. It was just sex trafficking where they were just kidnapping people. Like when you see in the movie Roots, my name is Kuti Kenti, it's not Toby. If he used his name Kuti Kenti, his family is going to find him. But if he used Toby, they got him in a book as a slave and bring him back. Understand that there was no slavery.
I
Every
love it.
slavery upon the earth was sex trafficking, looking for humans to be chattel, free labor. And free labor made a lot of money, which it does right now. But go back and look, check your facts. Lincoln was a black man. He's the only president that's copper on a copper penny. He's black on a copper penny. Look at the pennies. You
The
don't
copper
see any
colored
white.
people.
That's right. You don't see any white presidents on any copper coin, okay?
I
And
love
on
it.
the lesser denominations of money are all the black presidents, Eisenhower, Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson, They were all black presidents. Uh, you can pull it up. Hanson was the first black president. The Moor means black, just like Blanca means white. That's all.
I
Go
love it.
look it up. And the first White House wasn't a White House; it was a black house. They burnt it down in 1812, and then they erected what you see and call now the White House. And they told you a lie that George Washington was the first president. No, he was the first white president. He wasn't the first president, okay? He was the first white president that they recognized. But go back and look at all the presidents, and you can see who were black and white. Look at the histories. A lot of them was mulattoes. They had Indian and black blood, and they appeared to be white. Go back and take a look. Stop speaking things that people teach you and research. Do your research. Find out who you are. When you do a DNA, you are the blood. You're not the DNA according to a swab, because all they're telling you is your ancestors came from this part of the country and that part of the country. That is a culture. That is not who you are. When you do the blood test, if your blood is negative or positive, that tells you who you are and where you came from. So do the blood test and find out what your blood is. That's what they're hiding from you. They don't hide that swab from you. They got you confused with distractions, ignorance, and lies. Being an American is a nation, nationality. It is a country. It's not a continent, it's a country. North America is the continent. South America is the continent. Africa, the queen named after her man, Afghanistan, is a continent. So you can't link a continent with a country. Africa, continent, America, country.
Country. Hey, I
Come
love it.
on. You wasn't born in, where's that hyphen land at? There's no hyphen land where you were born that was called that.
I love it.
Afro,
You speaking
about your
facts.
Afro. There's no Afro that is your culture or your land you were born in, calling you an Afro-American, calling you a nigger. There's no niggers except for the word ignorance, and anybody can be a nigger, ignorance. Come on, wake up and stop calling your name these names that you don't know what it means.
I love it.
You're demeaning and degrading yourselves and others.
I love it.
I hope I've wakened you up. Because it's 3 minutes later.
No, hey, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate everything that you said, every message, every gem. Thank you for creating the Terminator and Matrix. Thank you so much for everything that you've done. I really appreciate this conversation, and I don't want to take any more of your time. I would love to do another conversation where we do this again, and thank you. That's all I can say. Just thank you so much.
I appreciate being here. Thank you. And be sure to get my books, all four of them, and learn even more knowledge. They're on Amazon for the people in the foreign countries. If you want to get them directly from me, you can and speak to me. But you got to get them directly from me. But they're on many platforms that they're selling on. But go to my website, truthaboutmatrix.com, matrixterminator.com. See you later.
All right. And anybody who's watching this, if you enjoyed it, make sure you share it with your friends and family, your mom, your dad. And until next time, peace, love, and light. Big Swim.